When we last left off, our party members, Lunarion, Nobir, Gog, were discussing their plans to dispose of the goblins in Mist Districts on behalf of a request of High Mage Valen, the High Mage of Westworld, to seek favor in court with King Griff himself, known as King Griff the Diplomat. And the request was to exterminate what remains of the elder, the women, and the children. Together, the two discussed a different plan, an alternative idea, that they would use their newly christened vessel, the Golden Leviathan, to transport all 50 of the remaining Mist District's goblins back to Orc's Landing and then to Luda's Bay. After taking a moment to raise the Jolly Roger and set sail, Lunarion, Gog, and Sprocket bid their farewells. Going back to Nom Swamp and finding it in an eerie environment. All of the goblins gone, except for one. Gogo Gorak the Goblin remained atop the great temple, vowing to protect it from any human incursion that seeks to claim the power that it hold. After informing the party of the ritual, the ascension, that one mortal could rise to challenge a god and seek to claim their place. After gaining this information, Lunarion and Gog made their way back to the Griffin Watch to sleep out the rest of the night. Only to be awoken in the wee hours of the morning by High Mage Valen, who asked a simple, "Is it done?" To which Lunarion replied, "The goblins are gone." And now, as they make their preparations in the morning, a loud silence stirs between the two of them, as Lunarion took some time before laying his bed to rest that night to read from the book that Gog giveth him, the book of Asmodeus, the true telling of the beginnings of history and Tungra itself. And as this elephant in the room sits between them during their preparations, they begin to discuss between one another their next steps.
So the diamond, is that where we're going? To go get the diamond?
Yes, I think we'll go get this diamond. And we'll see about the spell to resurrect, since neither of us know how to do that naturally. I hope the
Right.
trip goes swiftly. We don't have to do much, but we're also in need of a ship. So between you and I do plan to request as part of a potential fief a ship. So we'll have two. And even if they do give us a ship, we'll still wait along the shore for Sprocket to come back through the mirror, just to let him know that instead of going back to Luta's Bay, we'll go off and head in the direction of Leandar, as my mission required initially. Hope you don't mind tagging
Oh,
along.
I see now. Yeah, that's fine.
Yes. Hey, no beard. I read the book that you gave me.
Was it a good read? Was it a good read?
Whether the contents are good or not,
A
how
fun
much of it
read.
do you
Sorry.
believe? How much do you believe of this book? There are names in here that I've never heard mentioned, uttered ever.
Mm, I believe what I can prove, or what I've been told to be true.
And what have you been told to be true?
I can't tell you at this moment.
I wonder, when you've caught me sort of in a daze, how quickly am I in and out of that daze? Does that make sense?
No, a few moments,
A few
maybe
moments, okay.
seconds.
So perhaps my interactions with Asmodeus is quicker. I don't know, somehow. Maybe he's speaking to me telepathically, and that allows for our conversations to move a bit quicker than if we were together in a physical form. Who knows? But for the time that we have before we depart, if you can't give me the answers that I need, no beard, then I need not put your life in danger for whatever contractual requirements you have or what you're forbidden to do. Asmodeus, can you hear me? Asmodeus, we just spoke a moment ago. Can you hear me?
Go ahead and roll me a religion check.
Um, with the 2024 rules, don't I like automatically get to talk to him?
What's that spell?
Not
It's
yet.
not a spell. It's not a spell. Yeah, you're right. That's like a level. You're right. Um, Let me pull it up 1 second. I'm pulling it up now. Character, Lunari, religion check. We're gonna scroll down. Roll religion. 20. Dirty
Nice.
20.
Thankful for that +1. 1 second. So with that 20, as you call out to Asmodeus, he says, "Ah, I see. You've done your reading."
So you can hear everything and see everything. That is interesting, Asmodeus. Listen, I still hate you, Asmodeus. Don't get me wrong. But as a man of history myself, I wish to further discuss the contents of this book. But I wish to do it in person. It is possible that you could bring me to your domain for 10 minutes.
We're discussing quite fine here.
But I wish to be there. I don't ask for anything, Asmodeus, outside of naturally you not taking over my body and killing my friends. But just this once, I need to look into your eyes to detect if there's truth in them. I won't attack you. We can make another contract if you wish.
Oh, I'm not afraid of you attacking me. It's just that it's quite a hassle to get in and out of here. There's one place nearby that your friend should be aware of.
Well, we don't have time to shuffle about, so I suppose I'll ask my questions here. And this is part of it. For you not to be able to bring me to your domain at will at any point in time lets me know a few additional things. You really aren't a god, are you? Any longer, at least.
So these are gonna be with some rolls for sure. Go ahead and roll me an insight check.
20.
Mm.
I'm a god in all the ways that matter. I control this realm. I have creations. I have power, and I can grant you power. What of it?
Asmodeus, are the contents of this book true in its entirety? And if they are, who wrote this book?
The contents are true. The writer is of no consequence. I have many followers who have written many texts. This one is quite popular, though.
So you have followers as well in our realm, even now.
Why, of course, a god cannot exist without his followers. We
And do you
feed off
force
the
yourself upon them as well?
force. Is that what you think of me?
I do think that of you, Asmodeus. I think at one point you were strong, you were mighty, and you were righteous and just. Truly, even at the mere mention of your cause, I believed in it. Truly, just off reading it. I do believe you to be right in your fight, if we are to call it that, with Gavriel. I agree with you. But their actions now, Asmodeus, it feels as if you've drifted far away from who you once were. Or perhaps I'm simply misunderstanding something. Why not simply ask and make your case with the people? I've asked you repeatedly to just give me my family back. Why not just simply make a different contract? I have to do your bidding, whatever that bidding is, especially if I simply agree with what your mission is. Just give me my family back. But you won't do that. Why? Give me Holla back.
Now we have a deal. And I don't intend to break my contracts, as they are binding. And you've received your end tenfold. Look at you now. You have a
And if
vessel.
I kill myself, then what?
Do you think you could kill yourself?
I think you think that you're the one doing the subjugating, but instead you are simply imprisoning yourself amongst these myriad of contracts. That's not strength. That's not power. Your power was when you killed another god for what you believed in. Now you simply force yourself upon people, or perhaps people like the House Corporate members force themselves upon you and make petty deals with you for whatever power they believe that they can conjure. For what? What do you actually do, Asmodeus? If you can live for eons and I can only live for 100 or so years, what is the purpose of using me to do your bidding anyway? You can just use someone else.
Go ahead, give me a roll here. Whatever, your choice.
I'll do a. I don't want to do an intimidation roll because I don't think that'll be realistic. I'll do a persuasion roll. 23.
Mm.
What is my purpose in all of this, Asmodeus? What is No Beard's purpose in all of this?
Have you truly not figured it out by now? Must I truly
No,
break it down for
Asmodeus.
you in this way?
Do you need me and Gog and others to bring about the world you wish to see fulfilled in the world of Tungra? A world of true free will.
I seek the position that was stolen from me. Gabriel's way is his way. Now, my way is a bit different. But to enact that way, I not only require followers, but I require a body. I'm trapped in this place, Lunarion. But you are the perfect ascension candidate. And I've studied this process through and through. And I believe I have my own way of bringing you into godhood without the need to lose my head. A win-win, if you will. A symbiosis. I will give you all the power of a god. You just need share.
Your way about bringing about a world of free will and order and justice is to strip away other people's free will, order, and justice. Who is the hypocrite here, Asmodeus? You or Gabrielle?
This world is tainted, Lunarion. So in the end, whether I'm a hypocrite now or I'm a hypocrite later, it does not matter. But the world that I'm going to create will be removed from hypocrisy, will be removed from torment and loss. Now, you could join me in this world, as you are now, with your family and your crew. Or you can be reborn as the rest of them.
Asmodeus, do you hear yourself? From what I've read, the Asmodeus in these pages most certainly would have cared about being hypocritical. Have you fallen so far?
I think you misunderstand my goals. I desire law and order in all of Tungra, in all of design. The hypocrisy is Gabrielle.
I too desire law and order and structure. I too wish to rip away power from the House Corthan members and others that drove my family into exile so that they can do their bidding amongst the rest of Tungra. I heard whispers of what they're planning. I hear whispers of this Sahir god. I wish to build a new house, Asmodeus, likened to the world that you wish to build. So I understand. Further, I understand that as much as I may hate you, Asmodeus, it is not your fault that my family is gone. You were called upon, I am well aware. But I wish to create a world to which you need not be called upon for evil doing. Why can't we simply shake hands, Asmodeus? Can you not give me the power required for me to do your bidding and giving me my family back and giving me Hala back and just simply working alongside? We wish to do the same things.
What are you asking, Lunarion?
I'm asking for my family back. I'm asking for Hala back. I'm asking for guaranteed safety for my party members and their families. And in turn, I give you 50% of my body and my consciousness and my soul. If we wish to have the same things, Asmodeus, you need not force it upon me. We can work together. Just please give me my family back. And relinquish from his contracts as well. You don't need to force people to do things. You didn't force the members of the host to follow you into war against the gods, did you? You didn't force Zahir to work alongside you, did you? You didn't force Dale to teach you about the laws and order, did you? Or the contracts? We can start anew, Asmodeus. I wish to do the very thing you do.
It is not official unless it's in a contract. I'm sorry, but this is the way. That way that
Then
all
write
are
it in a
binded by their
contract.
words.
Write it in a contract. And let this be our final contract. I don't take you for a trickster, Asmodeus. I take you as the ark of your word. If you wish to have ascension and you wish to build a world of law and rule and of less ambiguity, and I wish to build the same, let's meet each other in the middle.
Go ahead, give me a roll here.
Ten. Fuck!
You see, that sounds nice, Lunarion. And in an ideal world free from chaotic influence and the occasional random encounter, I'd be obliged to agree with you. However, I know how fickle the hearts of you Tungrans are. How easily swayed, convinced, and tricked. Just last night, you hated me and wanted to slay me. And now you offer me 50% of your body? I'm sure once I've shown you all that you need to see, that you will be begging to give me all of it. We have our contract. Bring me Vesic and bring me Kethin. And then our deal will be complete.
How is my family down there? Are they comfortable? I understand that your tieflings are down there as well. I'm sure you treat them well. Can you do my family the same? At the very least, we can build a bridge, Asmodeus. You need not trust me now. Don't get me wrong. I don't trust you entirely either. that if we start the process of building a bridge, eventually we will come to a point to where we meet in the middle. And
Yes.
about wanting to slay you, uh, and about wanting to slay you, I merely needed someone to place blame on. I hated you, Asmodeus. I seen you and I witnessed you in the lowest moment of my life. The power that you were supposed to have granted me came moments too late and cost Hala her life. But that was also not your responsibility. It was not on you. And I cannot hold you accountable for things that you did not do yourself. I suppose reading that book granted me a bit of clarity, and it reinforced my resolve towards my ultimate goal. I wish to see House Corton fall, and the other houses bend their knee to me in the new house that I will build.
So, is that a thank you?
I'm not saying thank you, Asmodeus. Perhaps that is the first funny joke you've told. But I do have another question, Asmodeus, before you go. Zahir. Why is Zahir, or where is Zahir, or what is Zahir, Asmodeus? Is he a god as well, or still? And what does he want? Is it the same as you?
Gabrielle made an example of Zahir. I assume he maintained some love left for me since I was merely banished. But Zahir was locked away, put into stasis. What he did was not unjust, Lunarian. Now that you have read the scriptures and the histories, you know that Gabriel is a tyrant. He cursed the followers of Zahir for the sins of Zahir. You are bearer of this mark. We should free him.
I'm speechless, but I need to gather my thoughts. Thank you for this conversation. And again, please allow my family to at least have some degree of comfort.
Oh, they are quite comfortable. Let's just say they are living the dream.
You can see them, even if they can't see me, but just an image, a vision.
Unfortunately, that is beyond my capabilities at this time, Lunarian. But perhaps, if you were to accumulate some more power for us, I could achieve this for you.
Will you help me destroy House Corthan?
See, now you're getting to some complications.
What
I have
complications?
interest with House Corthan, Lunarian.
What interest could you possibly have? They are pure evil. They are the polar opposite of everything you stand for.
They are doing our work in this moment. Though their actions may appear evil to you or to some, you must trust that all things are cyclical in nature. That even through death and destruction, there's new birth and creation and evolution. These are factors that we cannot shy away from if we truly seek to elevate what you are capable of.
Do you wish to see me like Damon, a god slayer?
You'll be far greater than Damon, or what is left of him.
Then in the end, when your work is finished, will I then be able to smite House Corthan for what I believe in?
If they have broken your law, your code, then you are free to do what is needed. However, not before.
Then are the other Yuan team members free game? House Rappies, House Shirvanti.
You must put aside your anger and your hate, Lunarion. Embrace your people. Show them the gift that I have given you, and they will accept you for what you are. And you know
This
what
is
you are.
this is confusing, Asmodeus. They banish. We can argue all day, but I'll save this conversation for another time. Gog and I must go. Thank you, and farewell.
Bye bye for now. I'll be watching. I will say
Oh, I
hello to
know.
Hala.
I don't respond to that at all.
All right, as you guys finish your conversation, Nobi or Gog, what you doing, bud?
Did I hear any of that?
Were you speaking out loud, Lunarion, or internally?
I'm speaking internally.
All right. Did we take a rest before this?
Yes, you guys get the benefits of a long rest. What you did was not too tiresome.
All right. So while he was doing that, right? Would I be able to let's just say while he was talking internally, would I be able to use comprehend languages and looking at that last part of the contract?
Yes, you can.
I want to do that.
All right, one moment. Sorry, I have to pull this up.
All right, take your time.
Chat amongst yourselves as we teleport into the future where you guys are talking.
Okay, into the future. All right. So What do you think we'll
I
have to
think.
do? Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You ask your question.
How easy do you think it will be to get this diamond? What else do you think we would have to do to get it?
Are you asking me in character or no?
Oh, we got time, so I'm just saying in character.
Oh, I thought. Um.
Or we can talk out. Hey, whatever, bro. What was good?
No, I mean, all right, all right. I don't think it'll take long, but who knows? I'm also curious about the the depth of the Griffinites. I'm interested to see if there's other races on this island as well. But so long as it takes no more than 3 days, we should be fine. But if it does take more, I'm going to be slamming my head against the wall, just imagining the patience I'm going to have to build up to communicate this issue with Sprocket after he comes back. Hopefully, he comes back. But thankfully, we are not solely reliant on him coming back.
Ah, what do you
Ah,
think about
indeed.
this King Griff?
King Griff, I don't know much of him. I didn't know much of the Griffinites at all when I came to the island. The first time I met a Griffinite that wasn't on his way to the grave was when I met them on the battlefield. It's funny, I believe that when you came to the island, you were actually on the Griffinite side. How did that come to be?
They were the first person. They were the first group of people I've seen. Well, I've actually had an interaction with. I've seen goblins, but the stereotypes. I wasn't expecting them to be welcoming or cool at all. So I ran from them, and when I ran, I stumbled upon some Griffin Knights who, for some reason, decided to lock me up, seeing that I wasn't a goblin. And there we go. That's how I got there. I was locked
They
up.
are they are quite incompetent, eh?
Yes, they're by far the most stupid people I've met.
Okay. Here's the translation. Jeez. So it says. So the infernal reads, "Quandus ilringus est ingogus processionales, il est revertus ad infernum admenet ibidem ad eternum ut Asmodeus est confinatus. Si Asmodeus est liberatus, Gogos quoque erit liberatus." Which, as you cast your comprehend languages on the text and translate it, you understand it to say that when the ring is in Gog's possession, they shall return to hell and remain there for eternity, as Asmodeus is confined. If Asmodeus is freed, Gog will also be freed.
Ah, he is a smart one. He is a smart one.
Who's a smart one? Are you okay over there?
Yeah, I'm okay. I am okay. I think I will be all right. Let's do something before I get angry for no
Yeah,
reason.
sure. Let's head out. I think the old Griffinite and scientist is out here, uh, ready for us to progress. We shout and dally. Let's go.
Okay.
All right, as you guys make your way through the Griffin hold out, or sorry, through the Griffin Watch out into the gatehouse, you come out into a grand caravan, not of the royal capacity yet, like at that grandeur, but this is fairly large as High Mage Valen does travel in style with General Throne on his horse leading the vanguard, obviously trying to make up some lost ground with uh, the recent failures here in Miss Districts. So appealing to lead from the front in an attempt to save face from his recent failures. As you walk out, The Griffin watch several Griffin knights, mounted and dismounted, stand across the Grand Bridge, extending the wall as you walk through. High Mage Valen stands atop the chariot and he speaks out. He says, "All right, where are your horses?"
I didn't come on a horse. I don't believe my friend here did either. Could you spare some?
I'm just kidding. Join me in the cabin. Come on. You will ride as the heroes that you are.
All right. As I step up to get on there to ride as the hero I am.
And I copy him.
All right, as you guys step into the cabin of High Mage Valen's chariot, he closes the door behind you. He sits down and he says, would you like anything to drink? Tea? Coffee beans?
Tea would be nice, but I do have a question, High Mage Valen.
Yes.
Seeing as all of the goblins are gone effectively, do you believe that the king would give us more than the diamond that we need for revival? Perhaps something else?
What is it that you are requesting, Lunarion?
Or perhaps a boat? I don't have a boat to leave this island any longer. Or perhaps some of your men. Maybe I could make my own militia of Griffinites and go out and take care of business. Or go out and perhaps procure other things for my trip. Or maybe you.
As he looks out the window and you can see the some of the Griffinites are loading the crystalline statue of Talani's deceased body onto a cart. He says, so you don't intend to revive your friend? Or surely you've learned some spell overnight to bring him back yourself?
No, I do wish to obtain the gem that we need to revive him, but I'm simply asking, perhaps we could acquire something else as well. In
Oh,
addition to this.
a 2-for-1 favor. A nice gambit. And if the king should rebuttal with his own request?
Then I need remind him that I took care of business when his own troops could not, and that I'd happily do the same thing again, if need be. Perhaps he needs a leader that is more multifaceted than one that would merely rely on brute strength alone. My brute strength took care of their leadership, and my words alone took care of their people, colony, if you would. I'm a bit more multifaceted than the general there. I think I can help
And
long term.
before there were reports of you slaying all of the goblin chieftains. You think that you could rule Mystistrix?
Do I think I could rule most districts? Most
As a
certainly.
fief? As a
Most
holding?
certainly. They follow those. Yes. Yes, we could. But I don't think that the king would give us Miss Districts. So where are you getting at?
No, the king would not give you Mystistrix. But I have a lot of influence with King Griff. And there are some favors that I would ask of you, a man of your talents.
Could you help me procure a strip then?
Yes. I will guarantee you a ship. I will let King Griff know it was promised to you as part of your military action in the area. And
Then
for
what would
you,
you have me do for more? Oh, go ahead.
as he looks over to Gog, and for you, Gog, what would you ask?
What would I ask? Information. All the knowledge he has. I need knowledge.
All right. Now that will require time. Now there is a grand library in the city of Strasbourg, near the southern tip of Westworld. It is free to use for the public, but the private areas are more restrictive to those of status. I will have it arranged. Now, this favor that I ask of you is no simple task. And it requires the utmost secrecy and care.
Okay. Go on with it.
I want you to assassinate the Prince of Felbar.
Why?
Why?
Go ahead, roll me a check here. Give me an insight.
Oh,
Both of
both
us,
of
let's
us
do
was
both
supposed to
ads.
ask.
Both of y'all can roll. Yeah.
19.
12.
The prince, he is very powerful. The inheritor of the fortune of Felbar, the richest kingdom in all of Tungra. And he has been around for a long time. Much longer than King Griff himself. In fact, Prince Keldrin is 500 years old. He was a friend to the late King Alaric, King Griff's father, when he was just a boy. And an ally of his father before that, during the wars. And I believe that he is seeking to overthrow Westworld and claim the lands for his own. Not through military action or warfare, but through his influence on King Griff.
Is
Now,
there? Do you
go
have
ahead.
any proof? This is a tall task you ask for. We may need proof to be persuaded to do this.
He whispers in the king's ear while the king holds court. And I, the High Mage, have always held the king's ear in Westworld, and I find it odd to have dwarven influence in the realms of man. Well, their timelines are so long compared to our own, as you must understand. We cannot help but understand their long term planning and machinations, and I have only seen our kingdom grow weaker and weaker. Even our men wear dwarven armor and wield dwarven weapons. That may not be evidence in and of itself, however. When we arrive in Griffinhold, we'll be arriving during a time of great importance. A royal court has been called. The leaders from all four kingdoms, well, three kingdoms now, will be in attendance. And you will be my special guest. I will have you present what you have completed in Miss Districts. I will make a plea for the king to name you the rulers over the new territory. He has no use for it after all. It is simply a land of passage, trade routes. I assume we can maintain calmer relations so that these things may go on unimpeded. And the prince will be there as well. And you will see, as he makes a play for himself, that the land of Mystistrix belonged to the dwarves, because the foothills roll down into the long river out of deep lake. And long have the dwarves had war with the goblins over these lands. The mountains are in deep beneath them, and these resources belong to the dwarven people. And the king will fold. And then you shall know.
You are an insane nationalist. Question. Or a bit of a recap, because that was a lot of information. Listen, we are not assassins. It's the first thing. But the dwarves are impeding on what you believe to be land deserving of the Griffinites and the Griffinites only. And you wish for us to assassinate the prince so that the Griffinites can expand their territory. Yes.
You speak so plainly. Yes,
Well,
we will eliminate the dwarven presence on the island, and the humans will control all of Malden, thus ending all of these wars and all of these feuds for eternity.
what does this prince mean to Durinforge?
I don't assume he's of any consequence to Forge besides the coffers that he fills. The pockets of Felbar run deep. I'm sure his reach extends to all of the kingdoms.
Again,
Hmm.
we are not assassins unless there are those that need to be assassinated. And we don't know this prince. We've never seen this prince. We've never seen the face of this prince. We've never seen the children of this prince or the parents of this prince. We've never heard a word from this prince, and you wish to have us assassinate him. First, it was kill every living member of the orcs and the goblins and mystistrix, and now you wish to see us kill a prince. It sounds like you are in need of mercenaries, that which we are not. But are you saying that if we are to kill the prince, you would just give us land and that's it? Who's to say you won't partner with someone else to try to kill us over time?
I would never do that. You are very powerful, Lunarion. You and your friend here. I witnessed what you were able to accomplish. But if you are not assassins, then we never had this conversation. And the
We
prince is
never
of no
had this
consequence to
conversation.
you.
But we will get our ship, yes.
Yes, you will get your ship. Now, how about that tea?
What position do you want out of all of this? Do you wish to be king?
Why would I seek the throne?
Why not seek the throne? But I suppose an advisor of the throne is just as powerful, eh?
If not more, Lunarion, as he pours a cup of tea. If not more.
All right, as Lenarian just sort of puts his head back, pondering on the whole proposition as he prepares to retrieve the tea.
All right, he passes you both cups. Do you take them?
Yeah, I'm immune to poison anyway, so yeah, I'll take it.
All right, God, do you take yours?
I'd rather have water.
Oh, then I'll take his other cup as well, please. 2 teas for me.
All right, he
I'm
passes
a
you the
bit
cup.
parched.
Yep, and he grabs you a cup and he pours some water into it and he hands it to you.
All right, I drink it.
Can I drink it as well?
To the liberation of Malden and the reunification of the lands.
If we assassinate this prince, I want 10,000 gold pieces and the land.
Deal.
If we are to assassinate this prince, would you be able to set up a situation in which it is just us and the prince in the room?
You're asking me to.
I'm asking you to do what you're doing now and scheme up a way for it's just us and the prince in the room.
Prince Keldrin is always accompanied by his guard.
We can kill a god.
Who is his guard?
My bad. 1 second. My bad. It is Bragnar Fleetfoot.
Rock, real quick.
Priesthood.
I literally only said 10,000 gold because I don't know how much gold is. Um, don't give me like a yes or no. This is good. He would say yes. He would say no. But is 10,000 gold a lot of money?
To assassinate a prince?
Yeah. I don't like. I was gonna say like maybe like 100,000 gold, but I don't know how much gold is. Like, is there money above gold? And you said that these people are like the most richest people like on the island. Period. So it's like I'm trying to figure out a number. You can't tell me, but like, can you tell me how much gold? Like, what gold is in like human dollars?
Okay, so 1 gold is like $20.
Okay, and 10,000 gold is okay. Cool. So, uh, all right. I wish we could replay this, but I can't. So I'm gonna have to just say another number. Fuck. Okay, he has gods. How many guards? One or two or more?
They're usually full.
Four guards and a prince. And just us two, eh? 500,000 gold.
And you are blessed with the eyes of night, yes?
I am blessed with the eyes of night. You can set up the situation.
When we arrive, I will do some discussing with some of my assistants, if you will. And I will attempt to get the prince in a favorable situation. But even if I am not able to get him alone, I assume you are still capable of handling this task.
I can't kill the prince in a room full of 100 men. No. We would need the prince isolated to some degree. And no innocents. No men, women, and children that are innocent. Non-soldiers and such. No civilians.
Of course. No civilians. Now, enough business talk. Let's enjoy our tea. Enjoy the views. Westworld is a beautiful country. And we still have much of Mystistrix to get through as well. You'll want to see what you are to inherit if you are able to complete this task.
That is true.
As the caravan takes off and the horses begin to make their way down the road out of the swamp. You guys are rolling on a fairly nice road that is dirt and marsh and grass, and then slowly you feel the wheels begin to turn a little bit quicker as the ground beneath you shifts to a nice stone pathway. As the caravan begins to make its way, you guys have entered into the kingdom of Westworld. As you are passing by, Valen is pointing out different landmarks to you, and as he says, now the city of Morwen will be coming up shortly. Would you like to make a stop? In fact, I've heard they have one of the greatest ales available in Westworld. They are a perfect trading hub, so all of the nobles and mercantiles find their way here in some sorts. It's a bazaar, if you will. Is that the fancy word that they're using now? Bazaar.
Certainly. Is it close to our final destination?
It's about on the way. Are you in a rush?
I'm pretty excited to see this king of yours.
Ah, but the king would be much appreciated if you took some time to appreciate his lands and come to understand his culture. You would have much to talk about.
Agreed. Please. Oh, is there a place here where we could write a letter and have it shipped somewhere quickly?
Indeed, let us make a stop. As he pulls you guys into the city of Morwen, and as you pull up, the architecture here is nothing like the cities that you have been in. Ludus Bay with its Orcish influence, and of course Thorgunum, the Dwarven city underground with its Dwarven architecture. Even cities like Durnforge and their exterior build and grand walls do not compare to the feudalistic design of the people of Westworld. The families dispersed in homes that cover the hillside, farms, and markets scattered about throughout the lands. The rolling hills covered in patches of trees and shrubbery where animals gather to eat from the natural flowers and fruit that fall from the trees. The people here are thriving, specifically in Morwen, as it was stated. It is a beautiful hub town, and as you guys start to pull into the main city area, you enter into what looks like a gatehouse, but the gates are not there. There's no need for them, as this place has not seen war or turmoil in so much time, as peace underneath the leadership of King Griffin, his father's father, and his father, and the Griffin hold. Westworld itself has been thriving, and this land is now seeing a new influx of money and trade, as recently King Griff has married his wife, Queen Lysandra of Sealand. These lands, now intertwined and combined, have become a force of both land power, sea power, trade, and influence on this island. And as you guys pull in, he pulls up to what appears to be a local tavern, and he points out where you guys can go in, and he says, and this is the local pigeon service. You can deliver a letter anywhere across Tunga here. If you would like to do a cross post as well, we have that service here as well.
All right, as I go over and I say, oh yes, I would like to write to letter quickly. God, please, you could stand anywhere. Let me write to our friends back in the bay. As I take out a note and I begin to write down. Um, begin to write
Tell
down
Amnesty I said, hey,
certainly, as I begin to write down to the Galleria. Sprockets, we're going to be longer than 3 days. Please give us 10 days, or give us 15 days, or give us 10 days. If we don't come back within 10 days, understand that we have ourselves a ship and we went off to Leandar. Please tell Amnis that Gog said hello. And if anyone else comes back, tell the rest that I have no beer Gog with me. Long story, I'll explain when we're back, but everyone's safe. Also, I may have procured us some new land and a lot of gold. And then dot 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 dot. And Sprocket, I actually have an item and some gold that I think you'll be pretty interested in. Make sure you're taking care of everyone and you're doing what I asked you to do, else you will get no gold.
All right. Are you posting that as a letter, or are you posting it on Cross?
I'm posting another letter to send. Well, which is faster, Cross, or does the Galleria get that?
So a letter can go to one location. Cross is essentially a service where they send it out to the cross stations across Tungra, and there's like a message board where your message will get posted on the cross, and people can go up and kind
No.
of view your post.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on Cross, and then I'm gonna do another one that's a letter. So I'm gonna do both. And in addition to that, I want to write down like enter. We've seen a lot of bless you. We've seen a lot of dwarves in the area. Certainly, like yes, it reminds me a lot of Amnis, and I do miss Amnis dearly. But it also reminds me a lot of Balgrin. He's been on my mind a lot. Hope he's doing well wherever he is as well. And then I want to send that and post that.
Okay. So to send the letter, it's going to be 5 gold, and to post on Cross is going to be 10 gold. So in
Got
total,
you.
that's
I
going to
got
be
you.
15 gold.
I son of a bitch. I got it. I'm gonna take that currency out.
All right, nice. As you take it out, and they take your message, and he says, "All right, what color pigeon would you like? Now be aware that sometimes there are hunters that like to take these things down. We can upgrade your pigeon for a measly 2 gold, from a white pigeon to a black pigeon. Now a black pigeon is a lot faster, and the silhouette's a lot harder to hit."
The black one, please.
All right, if you're in for a black pigeon, perhaps you'll be in for this magical phoenix. Now, this magical phoenix, even if it gets hit by an arrow and dies, it will still rise from the dead and deliver your message on a second try. Now, to upgrade to the magical phoenix, that's going to be a measly 5 gold for that upgrade. Are you willing to pay that, sir, for the magical phoenix delivery?
Sure.
All right, sir. Now, can I get you in for a upgraded service, sir? Now, this is our premium delivery service. This is next day delivery by portal, sir. Now, it is all the benefits of the magical phoenix delivery, meaning that your phoenix will travel through a portal generated by our portal generator here within the great bastion of Morrowind. It will send it through any location that you can name, and it will deliver that message to that person. Now, if it gets shot, just like the magical phoenix package, sir, it will rise again from the dead and deliver your message. Now, to upgrade to that package, sir, that's a measly 1 platinum, sir. Would you like to upgrade to that package?
No, sir. Thank you, though.
Understood. It's the magical phoenix service. It is. And he takes your gold and he sends off his phoenix to deliver your message. And where were you sending it to? To the bastion?
To the Bastion, which is the Galleria, yes. To
Okay,
the
nice.
Bastion and to and I'm posting it on Cross as well.
All right, to the bastion, and you're posting on cross. As you guys,
Should have told him yes.
I don't have a platinum.
Yeah, but I was interested in what he would have said after that.
Well, that's unfortunate.
as you guys are here in the city of Morrowind, as Homage Valen says, all right, have you finished your business?
Yes, I have actually finished my business. You mentioned something of some specialty tea. I would like to try that while we're here.
Ah, we can definitely spend some time here, or we can hit the road. If we hit the road, it'll be 1.5 days till we get to Griffinhold. We'll have to camp out, but we'll get there faster. If you stay here, it'll take us another day to camp out as well. So I'll add another day to our travels, but it's up to you.
I'm sorry, you're speaking kind of. Could you repeat that, please?
Yes. Would you like to stay here an extra day, or would you like to take off and camp out?
We can stay here an extra day. No need to camp out when we're in a nice area like this. Gog, do you agree?
I agree. It sounds good with me.
All
I
right,
do
as
have
you
a
guys,
question though.
Yes, what's your question?
The prince. What race is the prince?
King Griff.
No, the prince.
Oh, Prince Keldrin. He's a dwarf.
Of course he is. Okay, thank you.
What do you mean, of course he is?
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Now about that tea. Shall we go to the tea house?
Yes, please.
All right, and he takes you guys over to the tea house. This is a tea house that is owned by the Valen family. In fact, as you walk in, he says, "Sweetie, I've brought some honored guests, the heroes of Mystistics." As you guys see, as a middle-aged woman runs up, she has her hair tied up with a strand dangling down past her left eye. Definitely looks like she works hard. And as she comes in and she gives a hug, she says, "Papa, what are you doing home? You said you were going to be gone for a while handling the big war in Mystistrix." As well, that's why we are here, to celebrate. And I've brought the ones who have made my work so much easier. Lenarion, Gog, this is my daughter, Amina.
Nice to meet you, Amina.
Hello.
Nice to meet you as well. Can I interest you in some tea?
Certainly, please.
She goes, what would you like, hot or cold? Or are you more into fruit? Or perhaps sweet or unsweet? Uh,
How it works just fine. Do I frighten you, Amina?
she kind of takes a look at you. You have scales on your face.
I do. And what's called a yuan tea.
A yuan tea.
Yes, a snake-like race from the other side of the world.
Oh, bless your heart. I
Oh,
pray the I pray the Paylor removes this affliction from you.
Oh, no need.
just I
I'm
look
proud
at
of it.
him.
Excuse me?
I said no need. I'm proud of it.
You're
We cannot choose how, when, and where we are born, but we can choose what we make of it. Yes, Amina?
Yes, Amina. Our friend here. Yes, he is born with a mark. But he is a hero. And his heart is pure. Yes, Papa. I'll get that hot tea for you, Lenorian. And for you?
Nothing. I just had tea earlier. I'm fine.
Alrighty. And she goes back and starts to make some tea. Says, let's try not to draw attention to, you know, your your what is the politically correct term for this now? Your species.
Hmm. Do you guys go by any other names?
What do you mean?
Maybe like Curious or Races or something like that.
No, of course not.
No,
I've
okay.
never heard of races.
Indeed.
All
No
right.
purists?
Purist?
None of the sort?
What is a purist?
Okay. I was asking you a question. Why are you asking me?
Well, let me tell you a little bit about Morwen. Now, my family, we come from a proud, proud people here. Now, House Morwen was one of the first great houses in Westworld, long before Westworld was a kingdom in and of itself, and the Griffin Hold. We were merchants. We bought up land and sold land and developed it to create what you see around you here now. And through all of that development, we thus aspire to invite people from all over the continent. Why, you may ask? Why open up
Why?
our lands to people that we do not know? Because we seek the knowledge of the world, Gog. And through that, we built our Arcanium. And long have the lines of Morwen stood as the High Mage to the throne of Griffinhold. Lunarion, am I
Okay.
boring you?
Just a bit. Um, I'm sorry. I'm sitting pondering a conversation I had earlier with Could you repeat what you said, please?
Yes, as I was saying, so the Valen family has long stood over there, and he goes into his whole spiel again about how they formed the foundations of this city and through their hard work of bringing people in, they have developed magic and stood as the high mages of Westworld. And he then goes to tell you how, now, throughout all this development, not once have we received any sort of assistance from those selfish dwarves of Felbar. Their dwarven runic magic eludes us in our knowledge, and they refuse to share it. Opening up this vault of these crystals to all will allow the study to bring life, maybe even life eternal, to everyone. Yet they hoard it for their wealth.
Well, if you've built all of this with your own two hands, why be jealous of what the dwarves have built? You will catch up. Do you not believe in the efforts of your people? Or do the merits of your people fall on the shoulders of those they share no drink with? I don't mean to be petty. I'm curious.
It is not that I do not fear that we will eventually catch up as a species. I know this. Through my family's work through the generations, look at what we've been able to accomplish here in Morwen. But our lifespans are nothing compared to theirs, and with those crystals, why, some say King Demon is only lying on his deathbed because he chooses to die. I'm not that naive. I believe the prince has plans.
What plans do you believe the prince has? And are they plans to your detriment?
Continental domination through dwarven magic and runic combinations.
Have they showed have they showed an inkling of any kind of potential attack to you all? Or is it mere
No,
conjecture?
but this is a cold war that we are facing, Lunarion. This is a culture war. Look at our soldiers, as he points outside the windows, and you see the Westworld Griffin Knights walking around in armor that is the guards walking around in armor that is laden with the Griffin Knight signature, but with the insignia and the hint of dwarven influence all about it.
What about it? It seems that you have yourselves a partnership. No? Or how else would you procure those armors?
I'm sure through our own ingenuity, or if they shared with us their secrets, we could craft our own armors. Yet, we are debt slaves to the dwarven industrial military complex.
I feel for you, sir. And I'm sorry for your plight. I'm glad that we were able to help, if even just a little.
I'm sorry for rambling. You can stay here for the night. We will leave in the morning.
Thank you, will do. Gog, here, you can stay in that room over there. I prefer this one. Something about it. Perhaps it's the direction the window's facing.
All right. As you guys prepare to get ready to rest for the night before you take off for the city in the morning for your meeting with King Griff, would you like to do anything or discuss anything before your meeting with the king?
Yeah, I'd like to go in to knock on No Beard's door. Knock, 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 knock. No Beard, are you up?
Yes. Yeah, I'm up. What's up?
What do you think about the proposition to assassinate the prince by that insane nationalist? who's obsessed with a culture that he's not even from.
I would like to speak to the other side, but unfortunately, we don't have time to do that.
We have time. Remember, we have to go procure this gem, and in doing so, we'll cross over into Philbar's area, their providence. We can ask questions there, maybe even alert some, depending on their energy and how we feel, our discernment of their words.
That's because I'm interested in this Cold War and what they say.
It appears to be completely one-sided, but we shall see in Philbar.
Indeed.
Good night, no bid.
Good night.
All right, as you guys tuck in for the night, you get the benefits of a long rest again. As you guys wake up, get into your caravan, and begin to make your way towards Westworld. As you're on the path to Westworld, the road takes you up and down several hills and through tunnels that have been cut out through some of the lower capped hillways. And as you are making this journey, High Mage Valen is sort of giving you the rundown of the history of Malden and of Westworld and of itself. He starts by going into a short discussion about the period of the petty kingdoms. He talks about how the castle known as Deep Lake was a very modest and strategic kingdom centered around a large, fresh lake that it was named after. The ruler, Lord Aldwin, who only ruled about 240 years ago, he crafted and created the Deep Lake Castle. His son would become the one to unify Westworld, and he talks to you about how the people have come from a history and bloodline of war and turmoil, and through that war, they have become more intelligent and their technology has improved because through those battles, they become more ingenious at outsmarting each other. And during the unification wars, that was a key piece in the alliances that were formed between some of these houses have stood to today and form what is now known as the courts of Westworld. And as he goes into the discussion, he talks to you about how King Alaric, the builder, is the one who created the kingdom, and the court was formed under his father. And now that King Griff has taken the throne and formed his relationship with Queen Lysandra, that there is a lot of moving pieces and the political climate has become more volatile, and it's open for people to rise up and take new positions in this newly forming council. He mentions to you that you'll want to be aware of some very specific individuals as you go into this meeting. Feel free to introduce yourself to them. Feel free to watch them and observe them. He starts by one mentioning of course, the king himself, King Griff of Castle Griffinhold. A tall, regal man with piercing blue eyes, long golden hair, with a crown with griffins adorning all around it. He's a wise and just king. He's very strategic, and he has a dedication to what is best for his people. Although he is open to influence, as he became a king at the age of 16, and Prince Keldrin has always been a huge influence in his life as far as looking to leadership. Queen Lysandra, as I mentioned before, elegant and graceful with dark hair and green eyes. She has a very serene aura, a very compassionate and intelligent woman, a skilled diplomat who knew that in order to keep Sealand autonomous, her marriage to King Griff would prove strategic. and that its integration into Westworld society is key to the preservation of their culture. Archmage Valen, who he introduced himself. There's also some individuals that he talks of, and he speaks of the Sealand delegation. Governor Reese, who is the leader of what is known as the Free City, which is an autonomous zone that operates within Sealand where merchants are able to operate freely. Lord Admiral Zordon, who is the commander of the fleet. And then he speaks of other nobles that will be there as well. Lord Alaric of House Tormund. He is known as one of King Griff's closest advisors. He is his closest liege lord, a middle-aged man with a sharp face, cunning and perceptive. Lady Isolde of House Harrow. She is the mistress of treasury, and she is in charge of divvying out the money. And then you've already met General Throne, who is leading the caravan into the castle at this moment. And then lastly, he mentions, of course, Prince Keldrin, who is heir to the throne of Felbar, who is representing the interests of the dwarves here. His father, who is the current king, on his deathbed, not deceased yet, but Keldrin is in preparation to take the throne. And as he is giving you this information, he kind of looks at you and says, okay, any questions? Because these people are very important. You don't want to mix up any of them.
No questions at this time. We'll be nothing more than a fly on the wall.
All right, as you guys enter into the land of Westworld, as you pull up to the castle gates, of course. All right. Forge fails me again. As you guys pull up to the castle gates of the city, you notice the large towers of the Griffinhold with the insignias and the flags outlaid in it all of its grandeur. The blue and gold motifs carries throughout as you enter into the gatehouse. The children and the people are cheering as the general and the high mage are returning to the city. Word of the victory of Mystistrix has been passing through the town. The goblin threat is no more. The raids and the pillaging will end, and peace has been brought to the land. As you look about, you see smiling faces, women throwing flowers, children with toy swords waving them up in the air. The Griffin Knights ahead of you, smiling and taking bows on their horses. General Throne smiling from ear to ear. Of course, walking in front, the face of this victory, at least in the public eye, will be his. As you guys begin to make your way deeper throughout Castle Griffinhold, throughout the what is known as Griffin Town, up into a large set of gates of the Griffinhold Keep. As the guards push the doors, the large gates open, you make your way into the keep as they shut them behind you. All right. We have arrived here. Now remember, you removed all of the goblins from this district. Yes?
Yes, I did.
And you slain the goblin chieftains?
I did.
Is there anything else you would like King Griff to know?
Let me think. Yes, let him know that there was a Griffin Knight that was brought into the goblin camp. They wished to kill him. We were all surrounded by goblins, and instead of allowing them to torture him by raping him and beheading him and cutting off his other limbs, I granted him a swift death, quickly, as to not see one of your own tortured. And then I proceeded to, on the battlefield to kill, well, you know the rest of the story.
All right. He goes, I will inform the king of your deeds. Then I'm sure he will allow you some time to speak on your own behalf. Choose your favor carefully. As he ushers you guys to follow him into the castle. As you guys make your way into Castle Griffinhold, you enter into a very large foyer area. Grand statues adorn the walls, with flags in between them that represent various victories, battles, treatises, major points and influxes in history, dedicated all to the growth and prosperity of the people of Westworld and the humans on this continent. Inside of this place, there's a construction crew that is currently working on creating the statue in King Griff's own visage. And in conjunction with that, there's another statue also being coordinated with flags to go with them, representing the marriage bond between him and Queen Lysandra. As you guys enter into this grand foyer, High Mage Valens usher you to head up the stairway. You guys enter into a grand stairwell, making your way up the very large staircase to the top level, where you enter into another small foyer, which is the door that leads to the throne room of King Griff. As you approach the guards, they stand in front of the doorway. As High Mage Valen approaches, he turns back to you and he says, all right, are you sure you are ready?
Oh, most certainly I am. Let's get this over with.
Are you ready, Gog?
Of course I am.
Would you guys like to do anything with your equipment before we enter into this door?
Why would we need to do anything with our equipment before we enter into the door? Are we going to have to put on a display of our power, fight someone?
Would you guys like to update your spells before you enter into this door?
Update our spells. No, we are fine. Gog, are you good?
Are the gauntlets already in my sheet? If not, don't worry about it.
No, they're not. Would you like me to add them?
Will it take long?
It would take 5 business minutes.
All right, don't worry about it.
As High Mage Valen says, all right, this is your last opportunity before you enter the presence of King Griff. Are you prepared?
How many times do you want to ask this question?
I'm just doing the autosave to make sure that my players are ready for what they're about to get themselves into.
Yes, we are ready to die now. I have my death saves already rolled. Let's go.
Does anybody have any points of inspiration that they would like to announce before we head into this room?
Can I phone a friend?
Yes, you may phone a friend.
All right, get him this here. No, I'm playing.
No, we are fine. We are ready.
Would you guys like to roll any perception checks before you enter into this room?
Absolutely.
I would love to roll a perception check, yes.
Go ahead, give me a perception check.
Fuck.
21.
21. The doors are very, very
11.
large. The Griffin Knights here are well armored and well armed. Instead of short swords, they wield very large two-handed great swords that they hold in front of them like banners or flagmen. Together, these very large men step to the side and they sit their blades point down to their outside leg as they slide the door open. As it opens up in front of you, the king is holding court. Sitting on his throne, King Griff appears to be discussing matters with other members of the court. Next to him, on a smaller but still ornate throne, Queen Lysandra sits, ever keen-eyed and inspectful. And right behind the throne of the king stands a short but large man, both in stockiness and in riz, due to the sheer amount of jewelry that is glimmering off the flame light in this throne room. As you look out and you see a red-bearded dwarf with tassels in his very large, thick beard, wearing a golden helmet that appears to have a large gemstone in the center. King Griff looks to the side. Wait. We will return to that later. High Mage Valen, General Throne, I see you have returned. Yes, Your Majesty. We have returned from Mystistrix after a long, hard campaign against the Goblins United under that terrorist Kang Blooddrinkerkin. We have returned victorious, and we bring to you the lands of Mystistrix. Well, that solves half our problems today. Now tell me, High Mage Valen, because I see General Throne holds his head low. Is this a true removal of the goblins? Or will they again be returning to raid and pillage our people in the borderlands? General Throne has promised many a time that this will be the last time. I have to hear from one of my people that their children or their livestock has been stolen by those savages. Yes, Your Majesty. And in fact, it was not General Throne that assured this victory for us in these lands. An audible gasp spreads across the court. Assuredly not, High Mage Valen. That is why I sent you to clean up the mess. Indeed, Your Highness. However, even I cannot lay claim to this victory on this day. I have brought with me the Phoenix Rangers who have volunteered their services in a battle that General Throne was surely to lose. I would like to introduce them to you, Your Highness, if we may approach. And King Gear says, well, this is a fine development. Yes. Bring them forth. Let me see who these victors are. As he gestures for you to approach the throne.
As I step up, take my hood off, and I motion to the guard to step
An
up.
audible gasp spreads across the throne room.
As I look around, and I kneel down to the king. Out of respect, I kneel to you, Your Highness. Gog, kneel.
I copy him, Your Highness.
Please stand. You are heroes. Off of your knees.
As I stand up,
Stand up.
Is it true what High Mage Valen says? Have you truly ridded us of this goblin menace?
the goblins have been totally removed. Your menace will no longer return to your land ever again. Yes, it is true what High Mage Valen has spoken to you. He tells no lies.
He's gonna roll an insight check. So what you say is true, Valen. Then tonight, we celebrate. Why did you intervene? And how were you able to do what our generals could not? I
Would you
must
like
hear
the
the
full
story. Our bards will sing of this day for many years to come.
Would you like the full story or the short story, King? I wish not to bore you.
One moment, one moment. Domo, come in. We have a story. I need you to hear it so you can write us a song. Enters in this small, shrouded figure with a large cap on, stunted size as it comes hobbling in. It was okay. Tell me. Domo, listen. Listen to this story. Listen.
We arrived to the land by way of ship. We motioned through the area and found our way to the orc and goblin hideout, to which they took us prisoner. Similarly to what I believe they do with you Griffinites that they couch, the scouts and such. Now, I don't know if they have told you, because I'm sure they have not made it back in one piece to be able to report this, but when you're taken prisoner by the orcs and goblins, well, and you may not want to put this in the song, but they rape you and slowly dismember you as they dance to the screams and howls of the pain you feel and the intensity of the situation.
As some of the women, particularly the queen, kind of turns her head in disgust. And she's like not really liking this story at all. Go ahead, give me a performance check real quick.
All right. Eight.
Okay. Most of the hardened people in here are very still listening and tapping in. They feel like they haven't heard the good part because these goblin stories tend to get really gruesome. So keep going.
All right. But Before that, they give you an opportunity to fight the strongest amongst them. Men, I'm sure you would thrive in that kind of situation at full strength. But many of your Griffinites are taken in, already beaten and bruised. I, at full strength, was able to single-handedly, easily annihilate the strongest goblin in the land, to the point which he requested that the fight stop as he asked a healer to jump into the arena and heal himself. The coward he was. As I look around at the strong man, and I
Go
say,
over your performance check again.
23.
Yeah, they're locked in. They're like you are catching people's eyes as you look around the room. People are making eye contact with you.
Shortly after, the orcs, the goblins told me of what they called their plight and what they have dealt with from the Griffinites, to which at this time I knew little about, if any at all. Only from my readings of your valiant victories. Shortly after this, a Griffinite was brought into the camp, one of your very own, beaten and bruised. I believed him to be the son of another one of your knights, another one of your leaders. They picked at him and they wished to do what I had mentioned of aforementionedly, which I don't believe is a word, but to quickly relieve him of his stress. I did kill him quickly in a way that he felt no pain. I removed him from the clutches of the goblins and the orcs. But in that moment, I knew that these were beings that I could not ally myself with. At least as I looked to the king, as far as their leadership went. See, I believe a people is positioned and curated by their leaders. The civilians, they merely mocked and repeated what they had seen from their leaders. It was not their fault that they were the way they were, but their leaders, surrounded by them in this moment, I knew they were not fit for such titles. As they approached the battlefield, I saw across the land you Griffinites lined up, ready for battle, prepared to lose your life for what you believed in, your passions. And as I witnessed the goblins plot to do you harm and flank them, and with my magics and with my spear and with my bare hands, I killed every member of their clergy, every leader there, annihilated by the one who stands before you. After I reported this to the Griffinites, and as you have done here today, they hailed me a hero. Now, King, I do believe in a multifaceted approach when it comes to endeavors of this scale. And in addition to that, there is a large difference between a warrior and a murderer. I do not kill those who bear no arms. I do not kill women and children. It is not becoming of me. But I can talk to them, and I can show them a display of might that they cannot turn away from. And so I spoke with their elders, and I have taken them all, the innocent, into my care and my dominion in a land abroad to which they will never return here or anywhere that the Griffinites may abide. There will never be a day when a Griffinite and an orc or goblin from its districts will see eye to eye or eye to back or any other way. Your problem has been removed. Thank you for listening.
So you removed the goblins peacefully.
I killed the goblins, their leaders, and I removed the rest of them peacefully. Yes, I did. Would you
Give
have
me
me lie to you?
perception checks.
All right.
As you say that, he goes, "No, I never thought that they would
22.
just." Cool. That 22. You see, like Valen is looking at you with like bleeding eyes, like, "Yo, what the fuck are you doing?" Like I didn't like what. The king kind of looks over, and as he's speaking, he's interrupted as someone catches his attention behind his right shoulder, as a voice whispers into the king's ears. And as the king kind of looks at it and looks at him and shakes his head, he turns back and he says, "The lifelines of man and orc are short. Agreements made on these timelines do not stand the test of time. Unlike the tenets of gods, the agreements of elves and dwarves that can last hundreds of years, these verbal agreements are fickle. How can we know that those goblins will not raise up their children to hate us in return?"
Because I will kill them if they do. For me, an agreement is a timeless one. And I told them before I allowed them leave into my dominion that if they were ever to leave the area that I am to keep them on, they would die by my sword, or by my lance, rather. I have done this before. This is nothing new to me. Agreements supersede those that cannot bear arms on battlefields. Very much like a devil's contract. You either abide or you die. In that way, King, I am very no nonsense and rather impatient with those that would not follow against my accord. Now, if you wish not to simply trust in that, then I can return them all so that you can do with them what you will. But I wish that you would not do that. For what king is not multifaceted in their operations? From what I have heard from you around the land and the many stops that we made on our way here, and from the wise Valerian there, you are the wisest king amongst all nations, in all realms, in all worlds. Do not think this a mistake, king. For I'm certain that even you, in your magnitude, could have foreseen something like this occurring as well. For you have many, many plans to do with the land upon the removal of the colony of orcs and goblins that stained your legacy. Your might knows no bounds, and it is not bound by time. And in that, I do disagree with you. The plans and decisions that you will make on this day, yesterday, and tomorrow will last for all eternity. You are much greater than anything time can conceal. That is all I have to say.
Regardless of how you did it, the goblins are gone, and Miss Districts is clear, and our people are safe from their raids, at least for now. And for that, we can celebrate. And of course, I'm sure you have a request of a reward.
Yes, see, I simply mean to acquire a ship so that I can be on my way to another island. And in addition to that, I wish to continue business with Valerian there, the sage, for he plans to aid me in resurrecting a friend of mine that died on the battlefield, killing the orcs.
Ah, as
And
Valen
if you
promised
would,
his services.
and if you would, I am sorry, if you would, gold, a reward of gold would help tremendously as I seek to build arms, to acquire men, and to slowly build a nation that could alliance ourselves with one such great as yours. Gold would be happily received.
You come before the King of Westworld, and all you ask for is a ship and some gold. After clearing the
Um,
lands that have plagued my father and my father's father, and our people for generations, if you have brought us true peace, then the gold and the ship you shall have it.
Thank you, sire.
Men, prepare a vessel in the deep lake. We'll prepare a royal escort to ensure that our guests make their way out of the swamp of Miss Districts. And they'll be on their way to the next island.
Thank you, King. And for the gold, we appreciate that as well.
Yes,
Would you have us do anything else to aid you?
well, it seems you've wrapped up a big problem in my backwoods. There's always work to be done here in the city. We, of course, have whispers of wild men in the woods, rabbles and war bands forming. And, of course, it's always the season of war. It's hard to keep all these fiefs together. But for now, you've done us a great service, and you're always welcome in my court.
Thank you, King.
Thank you.
Now, a feast! As he claps his hands, and servants begin to bring tables and chairs into the throne room, setting up the area as they plop down food and drink along the table. The bards begin to come out and sing the songs of the night as you guys sit down together and you are guests of the royal court at the table with the king and all the members of his high court. Valen, throne, the queen herself is seated here as well as you guys are partaking in dinner, listening to conversations as they tell stories of the history of Westworld. In general, everyone really excited to have guests at the table that are unfamiliar as they almost battle with each other about who knows more about which king came where and which battle happened then. And the conversation is very lively What would you guys like to do?
Mm, have we seen the prince?
He's not here.
Okay. What
You
about
guys
the
did see the
Fleetfoot?
prince.
Oh,
Ah,
he is here?
Yes, you guys saw the prince.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, cool. Sorry about that.
You have keen mind, so you would know he was standing behind the king on his right hand shoulder. He was
Oh, that was the prince.
and his guard was with him.
not at that time. It was just him, the king, and the queen up on the stand.
Okay. Well. Okay.
No beard. It was quite a procession, yes?
It was
Procession.
indeed.
All of these warriors here. I can't wait until we have ourselves men like this. The things we could do, the adventures we could go on, the expeditions.
Right. Did you get a good look at the prince though?
I did. He was up there standing next to the king. Short and stubby fellow.
Did you notice that his guard wasn't with him?
I did. Should we take care of business?
I don't know.
Then let's find Sir Valerian. That's his name, right, Valerian? The
Sir
stage
Valen, yes, his name is
Sir
Valen.
Valen.
Yeah, he's sitting at the table with you guys. So you guys are all sitting down at the same
Got you.
feast
Sir
table.
Valen. How do you think it went?
Ah, look for yourself. You look over, and the king is smiling, looking over at his wife, and as they look at each other, they share smiles. Go ahead, give me a perception check, though.
Okay. A 9.
Okay, yeah. As they are enjoying their time here at the table, General Throne is also on the other side of the queen. As you look around, there are several people kind of gathered around. No look at the prince though.
Why did you look disgusted when I mentioned that we peacefully dealt with the women and children, Sir Valen?
I assume when you said you removed all of them, you were speaking in euphemism, Lunarion. What we discussed was an extermination of those goblins.
I am no murderer, Sir Valen. If they don't build weapons or they don't follow the agreement, then they're fine. There's ways to talk to people, Sir Valen. And if the job is done, then the job is done. No?
Yes, but tell me, how many goblins were left there in the Nom Swamp?
How
Well,
many old, frail, defenseless goblins were left?
You said 12 fighting age young men?
no, there weren't 12 fighting age young men. There were no aging young men. Those with weapons we dealt with. The rest of them, there were about 15 or so, maybe 20.
Ah, and those 15 and 20-year-olds grew up and watched their fathers be slaughtered by Griffinites and mercenaries, and now they've boarded ships to go to faraway lands where they get to live a life and tell these stories over and over and over again. Until one day, when the people of Westworld are asleep in their beds, tucked away in their peaceful little worlds, an old nightmare comes back to haunt them. A nightmare that didn't forget, that didn't tell bedtime stories about heroes that conquered misdistricts and brought peace to the land. No, their stories were different. Their stories of nightmares, of men riding winged horses with swords of flame, cutting their fathers and their forefathers into pieces. And that is the cycle. And everything works in cycles. And so, yes, we will enjoy peace for now in King Griff's time. But look, the son of Queen Lysandra may have to deal with the butterfly effect of this event.
Surve- Surveillant, do you know how one becomes king of the orcs and goblins?
I did not know that they had kings. I thought they were tribal.
No, they have kings. They have leaders. And you become one by simply being the strongest. And as I mentioned in court, they follow you into the gates of hell. Whatever you do, whatever you say, they abide by. And I am the strongest. You need not wonder. You need not fear, for I have other plans for them. Your legion has nothing to do with my plans. You all will be just fine. This prince, do you know where he is? Have you seen him since we've been in here?
Ah, yes. Prince Keldrin is always somewhere around the King's shadow. Let us see as he starts to look around.
Do you know what he could have whispered to the king at that time when I was speaking to him?
Oh, could you not hear it yourself? I thought you were more powerful than that, Lunarion.
Oh, well, please remind me.
He told him the same thing that I told you. What is obvious to all of us here in Westworld, and Felbar, and Sealand. That the only way to fully eliminate the threat of goblins in mist districts is to eliminate the goblins. They claim it as a holy land. They speak of it in their parables and their songs of history. They will always attempt to return. And we will always attempt to repel them. For there's nothing holy in that swamp.
I figured you much stronger than that, Sir Valen. Did you not feel it when you were there? The magic's in the air. Did you not go to the pyramid and stand upon it? How ignorant you are. There are sophisticated magics there, Sir Valen. And keep this to yourself, because one such as yourself would find appreciation and interest in it. They could summon a god there. That is why I removed them. I did more than just save your lives. I saved the lives of everyone here as well. They were prepared to completely eradicate everyone. And I prevented that from happening. You understand, Surveillant?
He's gonna roll an insight check because he doesn't know if you're telling the truth or not. And you believe their stories. Have they already gotten to you, Lunarion?
I was there. I seen it with my own two eyes. I did not believe their words either. I went to the pyramid. I felt the magics. I heard the words. It is real, Sir Valen. Now
Then
listen,
you must show me this power.
I'm gonna show you the power. Another time. I think what's most important is what you'd have me do with this prince. Why not ask another one of your soldiers to do it? There's many men here. Many, many men here.
Many, 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 many men.
Wish death
Wish
upon
death
me.
upon me.
I see. You are a reader of the scriptures as well.
I am. But seriously, why? Why not ask one of your men to do it?
One of my men?
Yes, one of your soldiers. Well, I guess you don't have many men, do you? Anyone
I
under
have no
your
power over
control?
these controllers, soldiers. They all under General Throne's power. He is incompetent.
Incompetent.
I can see the influence the prince has on the king.
Can I show you something?
Of course.
He goes into some papers. He pulls out what looks to be like a drawing of a cartoonish griffin knight. There's like a griffin inside of some armor. He says, "This is what the people think of General Throne. They draw these all across Westworld."
How unfortunate. How detestable. He is a strong willed man. He could have done what I've done. I simply got to it first.
Yes, well, perhaps you would make a great general.
We're not going to assassinate the king or the prince. The king has
Whoa,
already promised
sir,
us
sir,
gold and
whoa,
his
whoa,
ship.
whoa, 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 whoa. Let's not talk
I'm
about this here.
I'm whispering it to him, yeah, but go ahead.
Come, let's go to my private quarters. Your Highness,
Okay.
I wish to show our guest where they shall be staying for the night. I will show them to the guest room. Thank you, Your Highness, as he looks to you guys and looks to you to thank the king. Thank the king, guest.
Thank you.
Thank you, king. I wish to speak with you later, king, before bed, if you don't mind. Just a word.
Yes, yes. Ah, show them the rooms. Actually, take them. Take them to the king's suite, which is just a fancy room near the king's chambers. He goes, Your Highness, what's an honor? Of course. This way, gentlemen. And he takes you guys upstairs to a very fine and ornate room. In the center, there is a large fountain with a golden statue of a griffin standing tall and regal, almost as if it's attacking you as you walk into the room. As you circle around this large fountain-like decoration, you walk into what appears to be a large sitting area with a grand ceiling, everything laden in a blue and gold color, with chairs and seating here with a large fireplace that goes up a very ornate column in the center of the room, a very open plan space with two beds on either side of the room within their own separate doors. And then there's also a master suite that has a large bed, and all this room has its own toilet as well that has kind of a well, it's a toilet, but it leads to like the outside of the castle. So this room has an actual toilet in there, whereas the other ones do not. As you guys step into this grand room, Valen, looks and he says, "All right, now we may speak freely."
We wish not to kill the prince. We're not murderers. We see no wrongdoing of the prince here, nor have we heard of wrongdoings of the prince. At least, nothing that differs from anything you've told us. He sounds very much like you. Perhaps another time. But for now, we wish to procure our ship and our gold, and we also need to move about to go and get this gem for revival. Do you
Ah,
have any additional information on the gem?
so you still wish to acquire the gem?
Yes, I do.
Well, that would require traveling to Felball, and killing the prince would not be a good way to start that off. So I understand your conviction. Perhaps another time. Perhaps I shall accomplish this task on my own. Either way, if you would like to acquire one of these diamonds, I can arrange a trip to Felbar Royal Escort with a letter requesting a meeting with the king himself. Of course, in his
Pl-
current state, that would involve a meeting with the prince.
Please do. And I have to stop here.
No, for sure.
Sorry.
Yeah, so he's gonna set you guys up with a boat. So if y'all don't want to go to Felbar, y'all don't have to. The gold for your party is on that ship. So once you get there, you'll be able to acquire it.
How much is it?
10,000.
We'll take it.
Mhm.
Everybody's got money except for the Primos party, but the Dragon Horde will be loaded.
We're
Yeah,
rich. We're rich.
we just out here broke in hell. We not worried about it. We get out the mud. It's okay.
Okay, Sprocket's broke too, compared to everybody else now.
Sure, and his pocket broke, then I'm suffering.
He
I'm
got the
impoverished,
money
bro.
though, bro.
I'm impoverished,
You have more
bro.
gold than me.
It said Lunarion bent the knee.
Bro, I'm
Yeah.
sick, bro. Lunar not supposed to do that, bro.
That's the second time he did that. Yeah.
He not supposed to do that, man. I'm sick to my stomach right now.
That's the second time he did it, man. He did it to Coyle. He did it to Coyle.